Hello, family across all social media channels and platforms throughout all space and time. I'm Ahomna, and I am popping into this live stream to share a transmission on really the energy behind cryptocurrency and what I call the healing dojo. Like the theme and title of this live is entering the healing dojo of cryptocurrency. And this is such an important topic to really understand because crypto is a part of our future. We know this whether you are actively involved in cryptocurrency or not. It is a part of our future. We have multiple countries that are legalizing cryptocurrency as a countrywide tender, as a currency to be used in country. So that really just shows us that crypto is a part of our future. That being said, like the way that crypto has been presented to the world is really out of alignment with so many different people, especially people who identify with being more right brained, more feminine oriented, more intuitive, and really light workers. Like I just like to call us all light workers, people that have really brought balance into their inner world where they are unifying their feminine and masculine. They are operating from a more right brain space, meaning we are grabbing information from the universe and we're bringing that information into our body, and it's guiding us and leading us and helping us to see patterns, helping us to see things that we previously couldn't see when we're focusing from a more left brain oriented state. So entering into the cryptocurrency space as it has been marketed and presented by the majority of people who are teaching cryptocurrency today is very left brain, right? When you open up the Binance or Coinbase or crypto.com or whatever platform you open up to actually enter into this space, you're going to see a very left brain, very logical, analytical, numbers, stats, charts, and for a lot of people, that is very off putting. They actually see that and it feels overwhelming to their system. And that is one of the biggest things that I get from people is that they feel overwhelmed by the idea of crypto. It feels like it's something that's going to be way too much for them to have to learn. It feels like this foreign language. It's like, oh, I'm going to have to learn this whole foreign language. And I actually don't know if I have time or energy or whatever it is to do that. And what I want to say is that crypto is actually very easy to navigate, especially when you are an intuitive being. So it's not actually how do I do this that is the difficult part. It's really understanding what the energy of crypto is, and understanding that will allow you to see why resistance comes up, why overwhelm comes up, why anxiety comes up, why fear comes up around entering into and really fully going into the cryptocurrency space. Because crypto is a healing dojo, right? It is a space that we go to heal. And it is a space that we go to heal our financial wounds, our money wounds, and specifically the wounds around our power, our personal power. Because what crypto represents is the future. It represents a direction that humanity is going energetically. And while the external facade, like the stats and the charts, and when you first enter into the crypto space, it appears to be a very masculine space. When you actually peel back the curtain, right? You open the curtain and like, look at the magical wizard behind the green mask, right? It's actually a very feminine space that's driven by emotion. It's driven by human emotion. It's driven by feeling and sensing, and it's driven by fear and love, right? So it's driven very much like a feminine mechanism, emotionally navigating life. And it's a spirit, it's an energy, it's a consciousness as well. So it's going to move in various different energetic flows. So when we use this word healing dojo, right? Dojo is a space that we enter into for change and transformation to happen. So the change and transformation that we get to experience and that is available for us inside of cryptocurrency is healing our money wounds, healing the parts of us that have given away our power, that have been afraid of our power. because we are entering into an era of financial sovereignty, financial empowerment, where anyone at home right now can pick up their phone, get on an app, and create financial freedom for themselves through trading in cryptocurrency, right? That is incredible, right? The opportunity for financial freedom on this planet right now is vast because of the internet, because what we have created in these spaces. And crypto is really leading that edge for so many. But we have to really recognize that we cannot bring our old money wounds into the crypto space, because they are what's going to show up as the resistance, as the anxiety, as the fear, as the overwhelm, as the like, I don't know what to do in this space. Like, it feels like too much. All of that has nothing to do with actually how to move through crypto. All of that has to do with your money wounds coming to the surface. They're going to come to the surface at some point in your journey through crypto. And I know this because I have seen this not only in myself, but in all of my clients who've come through the crypto creatrix space. And then all the conversations that I've had with people who have not yet found that power to say yes, who are dealing with these inner resistances and these inner, struggles around actually entering in, feeling safe to enter into this space. Because when you do choose to enter into the space, you are choosing to say, I am entering into the healing dojo to transcend, to integrate, to heal, and to break free from my money wounds and from my wounds of feeling powerless, of giving my power away to someone else to resource me, to bring source, to bring energy, to bring resources, money into my reality through working for it, versus spirit, money working for me, which is what cryptocurrency does, right? It is a space where we have to shift out of the mentality of, I have to work hard for money. And I bet you anything, almost every single person who will watch this video across 3 platforms that we're streaming on right now. Hello, everyone on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. So happy that you're here. That being said, at some point in your life, you picked up a story and heard someone say, you have to work hard for money, right? That is literally hardwired into our unconscious through our education system, right? Through sitting at a desk all day for 8 hours and studying and picking up all these stories that if you don't work really hard, if you don't study, if you don't get good grades, then you're not going to succeed and you're not going to make money, and you have to work hard because you have to make money, right? And it creates this whole pressure, this internalized pressure, and we basically start to, like, energetically, what this does is it takes away our power and it starts to suppress it. It starts to suppress it. And I talked about this in my last live training inside of QMM about shame, and how shame is the deepest energetic in our nervous system that blocks us from actually receiving more money. And it is going to show up at every next layer of your financial journey. And we have so many layers. For those of you who've been, working on yourselves and breaking free from the systems of corruption and domination and servitude, right? And really starting to claim your true worth as limitless, abundant, successful, creative, immaculate beings that are immortal and eternal and limitless in our true nature. Right? And as you progress on that journey, you come to the next layer of shame. The next layer, because shame, ultimately what it does is it takes your power, which is your energy, it's who you truly are, and it puts it into a tiny little ball and it freezes it in your body and in your energetic bodies. It basically suppresses your power, your personal power. And when it comes to money and this story of you have to work hard for money, well, what happens if you are physically unable to actually work hard? Like, work hard by the classical standard, which is like on the grind, physical labor, at a desk every day for 9 to however many hours, and like really using your life force energy to work in exchange for money, right? Trading your time for money, trading your life force energy for money, right? That old paradigm. And say your body physically was not able to actually do that. Well, then you don't have money, right? And then the shame comes in around, oh, my body is weak, or my body can't do this, or I'm physically unable to do this. Or maybe it's you're actually a really highly creative and intuitive soul, and working in that way is not actually aligned for you, but your parents and teachers and society like pressured you to be like this person that succeeds like a generator, like working really hard, and maybe you're a projector or a manifester or reflector, and you're not designed to work that way, right? And then that moment creates this shame, and it stifles your power, right? And that shame will stay running through your nervous system, and it will show up whenever you are entering into the financial space, because that shame has to do with your power. And your personal power is deeply woven into money. How much money you can hold physically in your bank account is directly proportional to how much of your own power you are letting yourself, your body hold. Because when we have these, um, we'll just keep calling them balls, we can call them samskaras, right? These crystallizations of energy, but really these energies that get balled up in our power, and we push it outside of ourselves. We push our power outside of ourselves. We push it into our spirit bodies. And then the direct manifestation of that, right? Because everything that we're doing within is then creating itself without. The direct manifestation of that is us giving our power away to a corporation to provide for us our basic needs, giving our power away to a government to protect us and keep us safe, giving our power away to a church or religion to connect us to God, right? Pushing our power outside and saying, hey, I need you to do this thing so that I can survive. Right? I need you to connect me to God. I need you to provide me my resources. I need you to protect me and keep me safe. Right? All of that is the byproduct of our inner world not feeling safe with how powerful we actually are, and pushing our power out into our energetic field and out of our body. So when we want to shift our financial wounds, we actually have to shift our wounds related to our power, and we have to pull back our power into our bodies. And this is not like an easy thing, like, oh, I'm just going to pull my power back into my body and it's going to be all groovy. Because this is energy, right? We're talking about energy when we're speaking to power. And your nervous system, right? Your nervous system is going to be responsible for actually running that electricity through your body and then sending that electricity back out, right? And if your nervous system is not actually able to stabilize and run the new energy of your power coming back into your body, well, immediately that often gets translated as anxiety. When you actually start to pull more of your power into your body, starts to bubble up all these feelings, all this experience, and anxiety is often labeled, I'm anxious or I'm panicking. What really taking in a massive amount of my power, and my nervous system is currently unable to actually hold and stabilize this energy. So when we enter into the cryptocurrency space, and I say you're entering into a healing dojo, because all of this that we've been talking about now, the nervous system's ability to hold more energy, the areas of your life where you've given your power away because you were afraid of your power, because some part of you doesn't feel safe with your power from being shamed in this life and beyond this life. A lot of the patterns that we are experiencing right now are not patterns of this lifetime. They are much larger patterns. And we are now in a cauldron of massive karmic clearing and purification, where souls are able to take higher initiations faster than ever, which means that you are responsible, right? The second initiation, you are responsible to clear your karma and to clear that weight on your energetic field that you've been carrying and recapitulating throughout space and time. Right? So when we go into these spaces, we have to really understand what's happening and why these resistances come up, because it's not about how to be in crypto. It's not about how to learn the systems. The systems are actually very easy. And it's so funny because I have just witnessed so many times, like even just the setting up and logging into Binance or Coinbase or crypto.com or Kraken or Gemini, or there's so many different crypto platforms, right? Even just the act of actually registering, putting in your email address, validating your identity with your ID card, and getting verified, and then adding your bank account. That alone that alone, something so simple as putting in your email address and putting a picture of your ID, right? We do this every day. We add our email address to every ad that we see, right? Oh, that looks good. I'll give them my email. I'll get this thing. Or, oh, we go to the airport. We give them our ID, right? It's not a big thing. Giving our email address, validating our identification. So why, when you go to sign up for the crypto platform, is it such a big freaking deal? Is it so challenging to do this? Is it like I can't all of a sudden put my email address in and validate my identification? And this is not like something just a lone person is experiencing. Like I've experienced dozens upon dozens of people having this one thing come up. And it's so important to realize it's because you're not entering into just crypto. You are entering into a healing dojo that is going to push you to look at your money wounds, and is going to force you to look at all the areas in your life where you have given away your power because you did not feel safe in your body to claim and hold more of your power. And that is why what we do in Crypto Creatrix is not actually focused on how do I analyze charts and how do I read the candles and how do I assess patterns and all these very left brain oriented things, because those are actually all easy to do, right? We focus on what the real hard work of succeeding in crypto is, which is healing our nervous system, healing our money wounds, feeling safe to bring more of our power into our bodies, which will actually allow for our intuitions to speak very clearly to us and to tell us exactly where and when and how to move around our assets to generate more energy. Because you will be limited in the crypto space, just like you are limited in your business, just like you are limited in your careers, by how much money you can bring in based on how much of your money wounds you have processed and how much of your power you have felt safe to bring back into your body. So if we want to actually utilize crypto as a means for a second source of income, or funding our business dreams, or creating a security net so that the next time the financial system collapses, which is imminent, right? If you are not paying attention to what's happening in the global financial system, then you're really kind of living under a rock, because we are going through massive changes to how energy circulates around this planet, to how spirit moves through this planet, and the way that spirit has been moving through money, and how money has been this space that has been hijacked, and spirit has been being drained through that space. It has to be changed and transformed. The energies that are on the planet today can have it no otherwise, right? There's no way that we get out of the situation that we're in without transforming our power, our relationship to our power, to energy, to spirit, and how spirit can move through our body. We are at a moment where we have to evolve, right? We have to evolve. And that evolution is actually not outward. It's not in developing higher skyscrapers, or developing better roads, or developing the next tech gadget wizardry. It's actually an inner evolution, right? We have to go in and we have to heal and we have to break through these stuck energies of shame and trauma and mental toxicity of these beliefs that have us feeling and believing that we're not worthy, and that we are not safe, and that we are not limitless, and that we are, in fact, whatever it is, whatever that story is that keeps us in this shame and in this unworthiness, to really claiming the full potential of who we are, right? All of that inner processing must happen if you want to succeed in any area of your life, and especially in cryptocurrency, because cryptocurrency shifts you. It shifts your fundamental pattern that says, I have to work hard for money, and it enters you into a new neural pathway that says money is going to work hard for me, right? Instead of I have to work hard for this, it's money is going to work for me. Spirit is on my side, right? I no longer have to go outside and let a priest or some other person connect me to God, right? I am the direct channel to God, right? I am powerful. I let my power come back into my body, right? This is all linked into the types of energetics that are going to come up and be navigating through when you enter into the crypto space, which is why there's so much resistance and so much technical, like, we unconsciously glitch out the internet, right? If you haven't realized yet, the AI system is responding to your unconscious. The technology today can literally read your eyes and read what's happening behind your eyes and see exactly what's going on inside of you, and then it will respond to that. So if you have issues with, getting your email password set up and validating your identity, or then issues with trading and buying and placing orders and all the different things, like that is because there's some part of you internally that doesn't yet actually feel safe, that hasn't actually stabilized your nervous system to be in your power to say, yes, this is what I want. I know that I'm powerful. I know that spirit is providing for me. And I know without a doubt that this is my moment to break free. This is my moment to claim my sovereignty. This is my moment to truly, truly deeply heal and purge through the fires of my own karma and stabilize my nervous system and grow and evolve beyond these constraints that have been placed upon me in this artificial matrix. Right? So, like, really grasping what this space, what this healing dojo of cryptocurrency can be for you, can help you to make sense of why it has previously felt like too much, too difficult, or too complicated, or whatever it is, because it's actually triggering these parts of yourself that are ready. Your intuitive pull to get involved with cryptocurrency is basically these parts of yourself. They're saying, please, I'm ready to be seen. I am ready to be processed. I am ready to be integrated. And they are going to align you with the people, whether it's myself or someone else, that is going to be able to help you through that, because they have gone through the fires, right? And you are not going to find probably any other cryptocurrency program that's actually teaching you how to trade from a feminine, how to trade from your right brain, and actually focusing more on the deeper energetics of what is happening inside of you so that you can heal. And you can see that by going to the fear and greed index. We have this thing called the fear and greed index in cryptocurrency, right? And it is a barometer of how much greed, which means that people are overbuying, right? They are like, the prices are going up, people are getting super greedy, a lot of money is pumping into the market. And that is a sign that we're going to go into a correction where we will likely see prices plummet, right? And go down because of extreme greed that has oversaturated the market. And that greed is making decisions from greed are greater chances of you actually losing money, right? We want to make decisions from a clear and neutral space where our intuition is aligned and we are not operating from FOMO, fear of missing out, right? Because greed is ultimately operating and making investments through fear, right? So we don't want to make investments from that space. And then we have the other side of the spectrum, which is the fear, when people are panicking, they are panic selling, and they are dumping their assets, they are dumping their portfolio, they are selling faster than ever. And we see prices plummet on both ends of that spectrum, right? And having that just really shows us that this conversation that we're having right now needs to be happening in the crypto space. It needs to be happening in this space, which is why I'm here actually unveiling that the deeper underbelly, like the essence of cryptocurrency, is feminine. That this is a healing space. That this is a space where you can transform your money wounds and you can reclaim your power. It's not going to happen though if you enter into the space and you just push through the resistance and you don't actually look at yourself when it's coming up. and process and integrate, why is this resistance coming up? Why are these challenges happening? You know, the externalization is like, oh, this is just the technology. This is the technology, it's failing, or, the systems are too complicated, or whatever excuse that some parts of us will make because they don't want to actually feel the discomfort of feeling powerless, of these aspects of ourselves that have frozen our power throughout space and time. Because when our power fully comes back into our body, it is a lightning bolt. Right? It is not easy to bring your power back into your body. If it was, we would be in a different world already. And the main reason that it's not easy to bring your power back into your body is because you've been sold the story of mental disease. Because you've been sold a story of anxiety and panic, and that you've been sold a story of your body being incapable of healing and regenerating itself. You've been sold a story that you actually need to rely on these people outside of yourself to heal your body, to stabilize your mind, to do whatever to your nervous system, right? We have just become completely disempowered in our body. We've lost the autonomy of our bodies, so that when our power starts to come back through and it starts to activate our nervous system, and our nervous system has to pick up. And as it picks up, we feel more electricity flowing through our body. And then we have the stories of, oh, well, that actually sounds like the symptoms of anxiety, or that sounds like the symptoms of panic, or that sounds like the symptoms of mania, or that sounds like the symptoms of schizophrenia, or that sounds like the symptoms of blah, 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 right? We look for a disease instead of recognizing, like, in order for me to reclaim my power, I have to go through the fires within my body to let my body actually get entrained to the energy of my soul coming back into me. And that requires a process of titration, right? If we bring too much of our power back into our body at once, we would literally explode. That would be like, okay, let's bring our whole soul into our body right now. That'd be like, let me bring the sun into my body, right? You spend too much time in the sun and your body gets burned, right? Imagine now going and living on the sun, right? Our bodies would have to evolve to be able to do that, because our soul is like the sun, right? So just like when, we're going to Florida next weekend, and the sun is going to be very hot in Florida. So we have been slowly going out into the sun where we live when it's out, laying on heat pads because it's not warm here. The sun is out, but it's not very warm. But we've been going out, laying on heat pads in the sun for 10, 20 minutes a day to just get our bodies ready to be in the intense sun that we're going to be in when we go to South Florida, right? Preparing our bodies to hold more energy that's going to be coming in from the sun through our skin when we're in Florida. So it's the same thing that we practice when we're actually bringing more of our quantum, more of our spirit, more of our power back into our body. We have to slowly stretch our nervous system. We bring in a little bit more energy, our nervous system starts to act up, it starts to trigger all the feelings, all the symptoms, all the experiences, and we have to learn how to stabilize, discharge excess energy that is toxic, because every time that happens, what is going on is there's two things. One, we're bringing in more energy, and that energy is actually penetrating a stagnation in our nervous system. It's penetrating open some scar. It's penetrating open an area where energy has frozen, right? And when that happens and it opens it, that energy gets released. So not only are we bringing in more of our power, we're actually utilizing that then to clear a deeper layer of stuck trauma that has been in us. So it's a bubbling down and a bubbling up that happens, and then we have to, in that moment, discharge the toxicity, discharge the trauma through completing whatever cycle happened in that moment where that energy got frozen to begin with. And we have a whole practice of doing this in Crypto Creatrix because we actually focus on our nervous system and these aspects that are going to come up on this journey, because it's fundamental, right? We actually want to see success through cryptocurrency and not be in cryptocurrency like terrified, because that is not the energy, the essence of cryptocurrency. And until we actually shift that consciousness, how we enter into this space, we're going to only get back resistance from the collective. Because crypto is a future movement and it has to be evolutionary, right? And there's going to be corruption in that system until we actually change how we enter it and recognize what's actually available for us, reclaim our power, and do this deeper healing. So once we have then discharged that energy and we have now gotten stable with the amount of power that we've brought in, and we now feel safe in our nervous system with this power, then we stretch our nervous system, right? And in crypto, this looks like we make a bigger investment. We start trading a little bit more. And when you go from, let's say, trading $100 to trading $10,000, there's a greater risk. When you're trading $100, you have a risk of losing $100. When you're trading at $10,000, you have a risk of losing $10,000, right? So that means that you have had to process and integrate and stabilize that much energy in your body to feel safe, because you know that energy is limitless and there really actually is no loss in crypto unless you panic sell. That's the only time you lose. Because so long as your assets are still in crypto, even if the price goes down and you don't panic sell and you miss your sell opportunity, the price will come back up, because that's what energy does. Energy is always coming and growing, going down and up and down and up and down and up and down and up, just like our heart rate, right? Just like our breath, just like our pulse, just like our brain waves, right? Just like our emotional body. Crypto is that, right? So from that space, then in that journey, we actually are stretching and healing our nervous system. And at every layer of our nervous system, we are clearing off another layer of shame. We're clearing off another layer of our money wound. And we get stable and safe. And then we stretch a little bit more. And through crypto, that is the bigger trade, right? And it's so beautiful because, like, we've literally created this space, this perfect space in our homes where we can actually trigger the deeper layers of our money wounds, which are wounds with our power, right? With how much of our true self we're allowing in our body, we're reclaiming our personal power, is our money wounds, right? We've created this perfect playground, this perfect dojo, where all we have to do is just invest a little bit more next time, and we're going to get the next layer of our, feeling powerless or unworthy or unable or not smart enough or not intuitive enough or whatever it is. That next layer is going to present itself at that next highest trading point. And we slowly titrate our way there, and we slowly peel off the layers, and at each layer we stabilize our nervous system, we get safe, we process the trauma that comes up, and then from there we stretch a little bit more and we get clear, what's the next layer that I have to work through here, right? And then from there we stretch a little bit more, and we stretch a little bit more until we finally get so comfortable, feel so safe with money, feel so safe with our power, that we know we are infinite creative beings, and that money and energy and spirit is always flowing back into us. Always. We are regenerating, we are resourcing at all times from source, from spirit. And we don't actually have to worry about making losses, because there is no losing in spirit, right? And once you get there, then you're golden. You have now cleared trauma that is actually showing up not only in your finances, it's showing up in your relationships, it's showing up in your health, it's showing up in what you eat, it's showing up in your profession, it's showing up in how your body moves through this world. It's profound. Like, we have created this perfect healing dojo to address one of the deepest core wounds, which is feeling powerless, giving away our power, and how that has created scarcity and suffering. And when we do it in Crypto Creatrix, we actually do it through a system that is supporting us, that is actually acknowledging that this is what's happening. And we have the support of the community, myself, and everyone else that has gone through this to basically support us, because we've walked the path already. and then we get to support others, and then we get to create financial freedom, and then it continues to grow, and then the opportunities are really endless. And I'm going to be wrapping this up here because let me see. I don't know what time it is, but my mouse is not working. Let's see. Yeah, I've got a class in 15 minutes here. That being said, I really wanted to bring this transmission through because it's so important to recognize like really what cryptocurrency is, what it holds the potential for, and why the resistance shows up even to begin with, and what we actually work through inside of Crypto Creatrix. Because we're doing so much more than learning how to trade cryptocurrency through our feminine intuition. We're learning how to actually clear our intuition so that our intuition becomes clear in every area of our lives. We're learning how to become safe in our own power. We're learning how to regulate our nervous system. We are learning how to stand sovereign in our own power and to not be swayed by the people and the emotions around us. I mean, it's revolutionary what we are doing in this space and what crypto has opened up for us. And my experience of what crypto has allowed for me to step into. Last year I had to take off 9 months from my business to heal my body from being my walk-in process. The initiation that I was in needed me to be unavailable to the world so that I could really be in the final fires of my crucifixion and resurrection. And through crypto trading, I actually was able to just let go of my business for 9 months and invest in extremely expensive and high level neurological nervous system body care that was, every day of the week pretty much. Right? That was a gift that I got to receive because I went through and allowed myself to heal these pieces so that I could really let spirit through crypto take care of me. And that's why I'm so passionate about what cryptocurrency is for us, because of the healing that exists within it, because of the change, the transformation, and because it is a pathway once we open it for spirit to take care of us, for us to fully be able to surrender to the deeper reasons why we're all here, which have nothing to do with what we build and create in this world and everything to do with our inner technology. So that is what I wanted to share and express and bring through. And if this talk has inspired you in any way, I appreciate you sharing it with a friend, tagging your friends in it, getting the information out there, because this is so important to be having these discussions about the cryptocurrency space, because it is such a huge part of our future and it does represent this profound avenue for healing and change and growth. And we are all going to at some point have to enter into this space as more and more and more countries actually adopt it as a currency, and as we go through the financial changes that are imminent and coming to our fiat system. So I appreciate all of you tuning in. Crypto Creatrix is the program that I talked about. That is our full-on, full support program where you learn how to trade, you get all this support. However, I do have, and that is a paid program to be a part of. We begin in March. That being said, I do have a free 3 keys to intuitive training that are the 3 most important embodiments to really understand this deeper work. And I touched on them in this training, in this call here. That being said, I'll put the links to both of those in the comments below this so that you can explore them, check them out, and do feel free to send me a message if you have any questions about any of it. I hope that this has ignited something within you and that you have had a realization come through about what is possible for you, and maybe potentially answered some questions around why you may have had some things come up, or some stickiness, or some, all the different stuff that can come up as you enter into the crypto space. Again, my name is Ahomna. It is a pleasure to be here with you on this planet. It is such an important time to heal and grow and evolve, and I'm so grateful that I get to do it with all of you. Sending you so much love. Bye.